All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown, all three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing Long Range by C.J. Box. This is book number 19 or 20 in his Joe Pickett mystery series. Let's see, I got the series right up there in front of me. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20th book in the series. I've got all my CJ Box books are right up there. So anyway, if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know CJ Box and the Joe Pickett series is, over the last couple years, become one of my top 5 favorite mystery series of all time. And all the books are just dope, you know. Let's talk about number 20 here, Long Range. Cover first. They've sort of done a little bit different design with the covers for the last, well, beginning with this one and carrying on, the design's a little bit different. The spines will look a little different. That's all right. Minor quibble. Keep the spines the same, publisher. But if you change it up, don't make it too, wacky. This isn't too wacky. Anyway, okay. Got your cowboy there. So Joe Pickett. Who is Joe Pickett? Well, he's a game warden in Wyoming. He's gone through 19 previous adventures and different novels. We've watched his family grow up around him, his 3 daughters, Sheridan, April, and can't remember the third one. The daughters didn't play a huge part in this book like they usually do, which is kind of one of the things that we'll talk about a little bit. Okay, so this one opens up with a very Tom Clancy-esque like opening, wherein we get a 5-page description of a sniper's bullet as it leaves the rifle, travels through the air for 3 seconds. I mean, literally, you know how Tom Clancy just describes like a car crash in detail, or a nuclear submarine in detail, or just a Glock pistol in detail for six pages. This is what we get. I liked it. It really was reminiscent of Clancy, and Clancy's one of my favorite thriller writers, so I'm not going to complain about this. The bullet emerges from the rifle. We get a description of the rifle. We get a description of how the bullet emerges from the rifle, spinning, and then it's 3-second flight towards its target, because this guy that's shooting it is a long way away. And and the wind speed, and how the bullet will drop a little bit, and how all of this is planned out, and then and then we get the target, and then we see the target, who is a judge, a very important judge in Wyoming. He's in his house. He's at his table, and just before the bullet arrives to hit him, he leans over slightly to pick something up off the table, and the bullet whizzes by him and hits his wife, who's standing right back there. Okay, so that's the opening. Really interesting. I really liked it. Then we jump to a chapter where Joe Pickett is off hunting for a grizzly bear that has just mauled to death, or so they are told. It's just mauled to death a hunting guide. And the person that's leading them to where the hunting guide got mauled to death was the hunter that the hunting guide was guiding. And so that whole conversation between the 2 game wardens and the guy and the hunter, the naive hunter, and the whole why was the bear mauling the guide? Why? I mean, what was going on with you? What happened with you? Why did you survive? Very interesting, very mysterious conversation. But right in the middle of that, Joe Pickett gets a call, and sorry guys, Joe Pickett gets a call, and he's called off to leave the bear mauling mystery to the other guy. You need to go investigate the judge, the bullet that struck the judge's wife. So Joe is called off the bear attack to investigate the shooting. Honestly, I was a lot more interested in the bear attack plot than the judge getting shot, or the judge's wife getting shot. But we get to bounce back and forth between both investigations a little bit. Also, meanwhile, there's a third plot. Nate Romanowski, who is Joe Pickett's good friend, sort of the tough guy muscle of the group, sort of an ex-Navy SEAL or Green Beret or something like that. He is being hunted, or he might be being hunted by the cartel for events that took place in the previous 19 books to this one. So we've got a couple of different things going on here. Bear attack, Judge's wife was sniped, and Nate Romanowski still dodging the cartel. And one of the things that I did make a note of here on my notes was throughout the book, I noticed that there was a little brief passage about the Chattanooga River in Alaska. And oh my God, as soon as I read that, I was like, holy shit, that's a name I haven't heard in years. We used to go out on the Chattanooga River when we would go moose hunting up above Fairbanks. And just as soon as I read that in the book, it took me right back to when I was a kid growing up in Fairbanks, where the Chattanooga River was just north of Fairbanks. And I was just like, the Chattanooga Inn. All of this I remember specifically. And if you want to ever go to the Chattanooga River, just go north of Fairbanks and then slightly, well, it's pretty much north, but then slightly northeast, and then the road takes you, there's several roads that take you north. There's the Chena Hot Springs Road, the Steese Highway. Anyway, that has nothing to do with this book. I was just like nostalgia, just a huge nostalgia dump dropped when he mentioned the Chattanooga River. So we've got the three plots. Like I said, the grizzly bear attacking the guide, the hunting guide. Nate Romanowski being hunted by the cartel, and the judge's wife being sniped from a very long distance. And all of these plots are kind of intertwined and combined together, and it's just really good. The only drawback to this book, and I mentioned it earlier, was I really enjoy following a lot of Joe Pickett's family kind of adventures and misadventures and things. There's not a lot of his daughters just don't play a huge role in this, as they have done in the past books. So there was that slight drawback. So I'm going to give this book, Long Range, an 8.5 out of 10. Another great addition to the Joe Pickett series by C.J. Box.